guys, my name is Dakota, and if you are watching this video, then that means you are probably either already a Dakota Hersey senior or trying to decide if you want to become one, which both of those scenarios make me really, really excited, and I am pumped to either work with you or meet you. So today we are going to talk through all of the things involved in the Dakota Hersey senior experience, and then hopefully this makes you really comfortable, excited, and prepared for your session, or convinces you that I am the right photographer for you. And hopefully I answer most of your questions, but if I don't, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will get back to you, or you can reach out to me directly and we can talk specifically about your session. All right, so let's start all the way in the beginning. So the first thing that you will want to do is to reach out to me and talk to me about your senior session. So the best way to do that is to fill out a form on my website. In the form, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about where you go to school, what season you're kind of thinking for your senior session, what year you're graduating, and then if you have an idea of kind of where you want to have your senior session at. The reason that I ask that is because obviously I want to know a little bit more about who you are. I also have some seniors that get really excited and fill out the form 6 months to a year in advance of their senior year, and so I don't want to start setting you up and then you're like, Dakota, I'm not even a senior yet, so just give me a minute. And then I also want to get a pretty good idea of what you're thinking for as far as seasons go, what you're thinking for if you really want to come to Wilmington, or if you know you have a place in Raleigh that you want to go to, we can go ahead and I can have a good idea of where you basically want to start. From there, I will review all of that information and then send you the information on my packages, so everything that's included, what it costs, all of the questions that you can answer. You can review that with your parents because we want to make sure that they are actively involved in this process. And then if you have any questions from there, you can feel free to respond to me, figure out what you need, and we will get you all set up. Then once all of the contract invoice stuff is taken care of, then we will get into the fun stuff, which is actually designing your session. This is my favorite part and probably your favorite part too. Once I have answered all of your questions and you are completely confident that I am the person that you want to work with, I will send over a contract and an invoice so that way we can get that taken care of. And then the next step is scheduling your session. So I will send you a link. You can have access to all of the dates that I have available in the next probably around 6 months. So this is really helpful because then there's not this back and forth. You can just go in, pick a date that works for you with the calendar that you have. If you have a situation where you need to have a morning shoot, I usually shoot in the evenings because that's when the best light is. But if you want to have a morning shoot, or if there's a specific location that you want to go to that you know is going to close by the time that my normal sessions would start, then you can just let me know and we can work out something specifically for you. Now that we have your date booked, which is really exciting, we're going to go into the questionnaire. So when you fill out the questionnaire at the same time that you're booking your date, I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions to try to get to know you because this is what I'm going to use to design your session and make sure that it completely fits your personality. So some of the questions that are on the questionnaire are things about you, what you like to do for fun, what you're expecting out of your senior session, what types of clothes you like to wear, what locations you're kind of thinking about, just so that I get a really good feel for your personality and then I can design a session that's going to match that. So once that questionnaire is filled out, I'm going to go through it and then send you over some locations of what I'm thinking. If you've already sent me an idea of you want to come to Wilmington, or you want your session to be in Raleigh or Goldsboro, then I will send over some specific spots in there. And if you haven't specified a city and you just told me a certain style that you're looking for, then I will send over some places that I know would fit that style. Most of the time in the questionnaire, I'm really asking for, I always call it a vibe, but what your vibe is or what your style is going to be. And so with that, I'm looking for just a general idea of where you think you want to go, because sometimes if you have a really specific place in mind, that's not always going to work best with lighting, or it's not going to technically be the best place to use the camera. So I know that you're not going to end up being happy with those photos because I know the way that they're going to turn out. And so I like to work with you based on just if you like beach style photo shoots, or if you want to go to the city and have something that's a little bit more glam. And then from there, I can pick the places that I know photograph really well. They have the best light, there's really good parking, there's not a ton of people, so you don't have to worry about being in front of and having an audience. So the girls that are really specific on their questionnaire about where they want to go and what kind of style they want their photos to have are the ones who end up being the happiest, because I'm able to find locations that fit that. If you do have a place in mind that you want to go because you have a specific part of your personality or interest that you want to highlight, then feel free to put that in there too. Even if you have somewhere that you know that you really like this location, put that in there, put in there what you like, and then I can work with you to decide if that place is going to work for us or not. So for example, I had a senior who really liked to read and she loved books, so she told me that she loved to read, she likes books, she was thinking about going to a bookstore, she had one in mind, and that particular bookstore was really dark, so we weren't going to be able to use it as the place that we took her photos, but instead I took her to a bookstore that I knew of that had a ton of natural light. We were able to incorporate books in that way. She brought her books from home so that way we could do them by the fountain, and she ended up loving all of them. I love when my seniors are creative, so make sure that you're giving me that information and telling me those ideas, but then also just keep an open mind about where we're going, because it's my job to make sure that we are picking locations and places and outfits that are going to give you an end result that you love. After we choose your date and your location, the next part is probably the part that you've been thinking about since you've even decided that you wanted to get senior photos done. This is the part that all of my seniors are stressing about constantly. They're always talking about it, and it's outfits. So with the outfits, I recommend that you bring 3 to 4. You can bring more, just know that you would have to change really quickly, and you'll also have a little bit less time in front of the camera, but you also have more variety in your photos, so it's just kind of whatever you're thinking. In those 3 to 4 outfits, I recommend having something that is a little more dressy, something that is maybe a little out of the ordinary that you wouldn't necessarily wear every single day, but is something that is a special occasion type outfit. And then also bring in something that is more casual, some jeans, a really cute shirt, something that's a little bit more you, so that way we can definitely get both sides of your personality. You also want to make sure that you have a bunch of layers, accessories, shoes, anything that's going to let you make really small changes so that way you can get different types of variety in your photos. So then at the end of the day, you're not just posting the same photo or essentially the same photo over and over again, because nobody wants that on their Instagram. If you are struggling with your outfits or you're not quite sure what you want to bring, you can also feel free to send them to me. Almost every single one of my seniors sends me their outfits beforehand just so that I can take a look. Most of the time there's not anything that's like, no, please don't ever wear that, because everything that they're sending is usually really cute anyways. But there are some things that, like, this outfit's going to look better in front of the camera. This one may not make you feel as flattering, or, you know, based on the locations that we talked about, this one's going to match a little bit better. So if there's something specific, I am here to help. I'm here to make sure that you feel really comfortable. So just make sure that you're sending them my way, and then we'll get you taken care of. All right, so the day is here. That looked very, like, cheerleader-esque. On the day of your session, we will pick a location to meet. Sometimes it's my house, sometimes it's the first place that we're going to start at, depending on how long it's going to take, because I don't want us to spend all the time in the car. When we get there, I want you to bring all of your clothes out so that way we can go through what outfits are your favorite, which ones you want to make sure that we absolutely get in the photos, and then which ones you just kind of brought because you just wanted to have some options. From there, I will tell you the different, like, really specific locations that we're going to go to, because I normally pick a couple of areas, and then within those areas, obviously we're going to walk to, you know, different buildings and sidewalks and stuff like that. So within those different areas, I will match up your outfits to those places so that way the colors and the style really match together. For example, if we're going to go on the beach, maxi dresses are my favorite. I love when there's a lot of flowy stuff. And if we're going to go somewhere that's like a little bit more city-esque, or if we're going to stop by a dock before we go to the beach, then maybe the white pants and the pop of color. It all just kind of depends on exactly what you bring. I have never run into a situation where someone has brought an outfit that doesn't match with the location that we've picked, so it's really just a matter of putting them in order. Then from there, we will get started. I won't tell you everything that happens during the session because I do want this to be a really fun experience, that you don't know every single thing going into it, and every single session is just a little different. But I will say that don't be nervous. It takes about 15 minutes for you to warm up. So if you're feeling nervous about getting in front of the camera, don't worry. Everybody kind of starts off that way. It takes us a little time to warm up and just feel comfortable. And then by the end of the session, you will be a pro, I promise. So then at the end of your session, we will say bye, which is really sad. I'll go home. I'll go ahead and edit some of the sneak peeks so that way I can post them on Instagram and Facebook. I will also send them to you so that way you have the opportunity to post them as well. So from there, I will edit the rest of your gallery, export all of your photos, upload them to my online gallery service, and then send them to you in an email. From there, you can use that link, share it out to all of your friends, post it on Facebook. Most of the time, people keep the entire gallery private to them because they don't want everybody to see their photos, but you can also download the photos. You can create folders and share specific things to specific people. You can order prints from there. Pretty much anything that you need to do with the photos, you have complete access to forever. And then if there's any questions with it, then you can just let me know and I will help you get it sorted out. And then that's it. That's the whole Dakota Hersey photography senior experience. After your session, I will do blog posts and posting all of the pictures online because usually I'm completely in love with them, so I want everybody to see them. I love when you're posting them and you're tagging me and all of that stuff too. And then from there, even though the experience is technically over, we're friends on Instagram. I'll probably follow your life. Not just, that kind of sounds creepy. I will probably like all of your photos on Instagram and make sure that I'm keeping up with you because once you're a Dakota Hersey senior, you're a friend for life. So I'm going to be just around. Anything that you need, you can reach out to me and ask me any questions. I love to talk about college and careers and stuff like that. So anyways, yeah, I hope that doesn't sound so creepy. I love to talk to my seniors. So anyways, if you are watching this because you're planning for your session, I am pumped to meet you and pumped to hang out with you. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're still trying to figure out if you want to work with me and be a Dakota Hersey senior, then I really hope that you reach out and ask any questions that you have so that way I can answer them. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I will see you guys around. Bye guys.